What's up, folks? Zen here. It is January 27th, around 4:44 in the afternoon. You guys know how I like my triple number combos that I get on my clock, which I still do because I look down to see what time it was when I was starting this video, and it was 4:44. I'm like, here we go again. But anyways, I completely skipped my fall update, and I didn't really do much of a winter update, so I guess this one will be considered my winter update. The reason is my fourth, well, two reasons. Two things died. One being my mother, the other one being my avocado tree, my fourth avocado tree. And so I've kind of been declining on my gardening and doing update videos because I'm bummed out about my avocado tree dying on me, and that took the wind out of my sails. I didn't much mind my mother dying on me because I realized that most of the time I spent out here was in avoidance of having to go in and deal with her. And now that I have the house, I spend a lot more time inside. Plus, I'm one of those Gemini types. I don't really believe in that astrological BS, but, they often say Geminis are very passionate, but they're quick to move on to other things. And that's been me my whole life. I get really into doing stuff, and then the candle burns out, and then I just move on to something else. So I'm kind of not doing much in the garden anymore, except for a little maintenance, just making sure the stuff that I've done has survived. But I did get a new toy, which I will be doing another video of. That's going to go in that spot, the one bare spot along this row of fruit trees. So let's do a quick update. Hopefully this grapefruit tree will start flowering soon. It's been recovering from chlorosis, so it hasn't fruited in 2 years. So hopefully it will fruit this coming season if I can get it to bloom. Oh yeah, really happy about my Mandarin orange. This tree I did rejuvenate, and I've eaten half the oranges off of it, and I'm going to collect the rest of them. Probably after I shoot this video. So yeah, 3 years I've been down here, been tending to this Mandarin orange. It finally fruited. This is my Dinosaur Kale. It's finally looking healthy because the season has turned cooler. It looked miserable during the summer. It was attacked by aphids. The leaves were really small and dried and crinkled, but these are nice, healthy leaves. This is like a spinach substitute, this type of Dinosaur Kale. You basically can just take the leaf, and I recommend cutting out the center, this purple stem. You slice along, and you can just chop it up, and it's a pretty good spinach substitute. You can stir fry it, you can put it in soups, you can make stews out of it, collard greens and ham hocks, use that. But pretty happy that it's coming in. You should see the one that I have growing in my raised bed. We'll come to it in a bit. So anyways, Pomegranate Tree starting to leaf out slightly. This is a sucker or a volunteer. And this was where my passion fruit vine died. I'm going to be putting another one there. I'm going to be growing some from seed, and then I'm also going to take cuttings from the other passion fruit vine I've got going on in the front yard. This is the Moro blood orange. It's Got some leaf issues, I guess maybe pests have attacked it. I really haven't treated it for the crinkle leaf or whatever pest is attacking it. I'm just letting it grow. It's got other sections that look fairly healthy, but this has grown considerably fast. I'd have to take a look at my videos again to see, but I think it's only been in the ground for about a year, and it's already gotten taller than me. But I'm not that tall to begin with. Persimmon tree has not yet sprouted. The persimmon tree is probably the last tree in my grove or orchard to start leafing out again. Speaking about leafing out, take a look. My I always want to call it my Filipino mango, but it's a Manila mango. My Manila mango is flowering, so I might let it try and hold one fruit this year, see what happens, even though it's floppy. I mean, this is me trying to... This is me when I clipped it, and I hoped for like 3 stems to come out, and one got attacked by aphids and never developed properly. It finally pushed out another stem. I may just cut this thing all together right here and start all over again, because I have all these new stems that are coming out. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, I'm going to stop counting there. This thing is actually a veritable bush. So I may just cut it here and then let this thing grow out as a bush. And here's the guava that was loaded with big fat guavas. Ooh, so many. I gave out so many to neighbors, friends of my mother. She had Taiwanese friends. And it was great. We had a giveaway because she passed away, and I invited all the old little biddies to come over, and they could take as much as they want from her clothing, her purses, her cheap jewelry, and then come and grab as much guava as they wanted. So it's good. Did a little cleaning of the house. But yeah, the guava tree always never fails to provide. It's very prolific, very heavily laden, year after year after year. Here's the peach tree. Maybe we'll try for some, the pear tree actually. 3-in-1 pear tree. Hopefully we'll try for some fruit this year. Speaking of fruit this year, which probably won't get any, this is the Japanese beauty plum. It's already flowering. This one does not need a pollinator. But I don't know if it's really large enough to hold any fruit. I've had this thing for close to 3 years now. 1 year in a pot, 2 years in the ground. This, along with my pluots, have not grown much, but they're still alive despite being aggressively attacked by beetles and borers and things that have got into the trunk, but it's still surviving as long as there's a unbroken ring of bark around the base. So I'm hoping my trees will continue. Maybe this one will be able to hold some fruit this year, but it's not as strong as I hoped it would be at this point in the 3 years it's been here. Maybe it's 2 years. I have to check my videos again. I don't even want to show you. Well, good thing I can't show you my UC 157 asparagus. They still have not grown to any decent size, and they've died. I mean, all the stalks have withered, and I pulled them out for the winter. So we'll see what happens this spring. See if I get some decent sized spears coming up. And yeah, my Pinkerton, my 4th attempt at growing an avocado tree, died. It just dwindled like all the other ones. And I remember when I put it in, one of the users commented and said, I'm growing all mine in sand." And he said he's killed enough avocado trees to know what to do now. And I remember answering him saying, "Yeah, I know. I should probably get a better type of soil to put in here," because I was looking at Gary's videos from Laguna Hills Nursery about the ideal soil requirements for an avocado tree. But I said, just give it a shot one more time, and because I'm too lazy to either try and create my own soil or go up to Laguna Hills to pick up soil from Gary. But I'm going to do it. I'm either going to look locally, and I'm going to probably mix, well, I'm going to take off all the mulch. I'm going to take the existing soil that's already in the box, which is probably like raised bed type of potting soil. So just the worst stuff I could have grown this avocado tree in. And I'm just going to get sand. I'm going to get volcano rock. I'm going to get peat moss. There's some other things that Gary throws into his blend, but I'm going to get those as a foundation, and I'm going to mix it with the existing soil that's in here. But the majority of it's going to be sand, volcanic rock, peat moss, and then some of the compost or whatever, but which I'm going to lay on the top. So we're going to try for a fifth time. This time I'm actually going to go get a lamb Haas, because that is the cultivar I wanted to grow the most. I start off with lamb Haas, that died. Then I got a Haas, that died. Then I got I think a Fuerte. Man, I don't even remember what my third one was, but the Pinkerton was the last one. And it's dead. So I am going to remove this and actually use some of the soil too, because my new toy, which I will be doing a separate video on, I am going to be mounding in this area. So if I run out of soil to mound it with, I'm going to use about 2/3 or half of the soil that's in this raised bed for those purposes, and the rest is, like I said, is going to be sand, volcanic rock, peat moss. I'll put a link to the video about Gary's topsoil and a lecture he did upon the ideal requirements or the ideal type of soil that you want to grow an avocado in. And so, yeah, I'm not going to mess around anymore. I'm not going to be putting in organic matter, fluffy soil, potting soil, all the stuff that breaks down and causes root rot. Yeah, a jujube tree is still dormant. So, yeah, it's still winter. Most of my fruit trees are dormant. One is breaking into flower right now. Oh, and this year, I had a complaint last year. I mean, I was complaining last year that I never got any fruit, or at least any of the blossoms to bear fruit. And I was always complaining about the bees that would rather go to these purple flowers here on the thyme bush. It's not thyme, is it? It's either thyme or it's rosemary. I forget. But the bees love the blooms on this bush, and they never go to my pluot flowers. But I remember hearing a trick that Gardner was doing to attract bees to his avocado flowers, because bees aren't that attracted to avocado flowers as well, is you take honey water. You take honey at a ratio of 1/3 honey, 2/3 water, and you spray the flowers with the honey mixture, and that will cause bees to come flock around it. So this year, hopefully, I will help pollinate my pluots and getting the bees to come to it, because I've got the dapple dandy here. This is the Flavor King. And I'll spray it with honey water, and hopefully the bees that have been flocking over to this bush will help pollinate uh, these trees, because I've never had a pluot off of this thing. And hopefully this year I'll get a couple. I should be able to let this tree hold a couple fruit. This one, I'll probably take the flowers off. I just wanted to show you that it was going in flower, but it is still too small to be bearing any fruit, especially, to be bearing any full-size plums. I might just let one grow just to see if I have a nice baby tiny one, just for fun. But yeah, so consider this my winter update. And look for my new video about my new toy that I will be planting in that area. This is Zen, checking out.